Hello everyone, and welcome to another Ark Nova replay analysis from the Emu Cup. Today we are going to look at a match that I just played against a very strong Hungarian player who we've agreed upon to call Rudi. And yeah, I just thought gonna do a quick impromptu review to go through the game, see what happened, and also I can reflect upon my moves and see what I did right and what I did wrong. So as I said, this match is part of the Emu Cup. If you don't know what that is, then I will explain briefly. If you already do, you can skip ahead. I will leave a timestamp below. But so the Emu Cup is a high-level tournament, which has started, I think, about a week ago. And we've invited 16 players who will compete first in a group stage in a round robin, where everyone plays everyone once. So that's where we are right now. And the top 8 finishers will then progress to a knockout bracket with a quarterfinal, a semifinal, and a final. And these matches will be played in a best of 5, whereas the group stage is best of 1. And yeah, this will probably go until like October, so quite a few months left. And we will try to cover it with as many streams and replays as this one as possible. So let's dive right into the game. And we are gonna look at this from my perspective. Usually I always choose the first player, simply so you know that the choice of the player perspective doesn't relate to the game outcome, but as I'm doing this now, I think it's more educational or interesting if I do it from my POV, so you can hear from firsthand what I thought during the match, what influenced my decisions. So we are in Commercial Harbor, one of my favorite maps actually, so this already makes me somewhat happy. And the projects are Reptiles 4-2, Asia 5-3, and Species 5-2. Whenever you have Species 5-2 here, this already kind of shapes the game plan for both players, because getting to 5 ahead of the other one um, is 6 shield swing, right? So 18-point swing, very, very huge. And unlike other base projects, you just know that you will eventually reach it. So if this were, for example, Africa 5-2, then obviously getting to Africa first is also 6 shield swing, but you don't know if you're even gonna get there, right? Whereas with Species, it's so trivial that you know that one of them will get there eventually, so you want to be the first. Um, Luckily, there are no big bonuses here at 5 and 8 CP, no free unis and partners, because this would make the winner of the Species race would be an even bigger advantage for the winner of Species 5, because then you probably get a free partners or uni, and then are also set up to get the preferred 8 CP bonus. So yeah, I mean, here we have a ×2. That's very situational. Can be OP, can be totally useless. 10 money, always nice. 3x is also very nice, and 3 cards usually pretty weak, but on this map you can just sell them, so it's at least 9 money. So also pretty good. If you look at our starting hand, so our endgames are Favorite Zoo and Research, both very good. Research also a bit better on this map because you get the uni for free, so usually it will just take all 3, so you already have 3 science icons guaranteed. Explorer, arguably best card in the game, I think, always a keep. And then Reptiles is a project, and we have quite a lot here, right? Actually 4. But I mean, the adder hidden behind the requirement and still pretty far away, so I didn't really consider this. I did think about taking Cayman and Anaconda though. You can just take the America partner zoo, play Anaconda and then Cayman, and then just do Reptiles too. I think actually a pretty reasonable plan. Just getting an early project here is very important, so you can get the snapping bonus. But this would put us behind the race for Species, right? But then again, we don't have an animal sponsor, so and no bear either. So we may be just on the back foot anyway in this. The rock monitor, also reptile. So I don't think you want to go for 4 reptiles here. Like if you have 2, you just do that too. Rock monitor, also interesting, usually a very good first animal, but on this map much weaker because sunbathing is a bit redundant. Also, you want to like connect to the harbor right away. And the rock monitor requires rock, so you can't even just build here. So for these reasons, rock monitor also not that interesting to me. So I was thinking about Cayman, Anaconda. But yeah, in the end, I actually settled for Cayman, Rabbit, and Bamboo Forest. So Bamboo Forest just it's a project, right? This map you will want to do as many projects as possible. Um, and yeah, because also like because of this times two, which will usually be your last action, and will often be a times two associate. So you want to find projects, take every project you can, just so you have enough projects throughout the game. And yeah, so I think Bamboo Forest is actually always a keep. And then just Cayman, I think is better than Anaconda. Just good release candidate, snapping a bit better here because you can even sell the card if there's no good snap. And yeah, then you either take Anaconda, but then you are committed to a partner zoo start with my endgames. Like I'm still looking at favorite zoo. I kind of want to start with unis. And also I want to upgrade sponsors for Explorer, right? So getting like 2 upgrades early on would be pretty nice. And if I do Partner Zone, do Reptiles too, then um, yeah, I think I'm always taking Snapping bonus here. So, and I don't really want to take a Worker, or maybe I take 2 CP Worker. Probably, if I take Snapping bonus, I would take 2 CP Worker. But this is still only 1 upgrade, right? So then I would upgrade sponsors, but then don't have animals, don't have build, don't have cards, or anything else. So it's a bit awkward to me. So for these reasons, I prefer just a uni start. And then Anaconda is not that interesting. But I mean, in hindsight, I maybe should have gone for this, to be honest. Just getting an early Reptiles too is very nice. But if you don't, you take the Rabbit. I mean, it's a somewhat rare tag, right, for species. So yeah, that's that. I don't think it's completely wrong what I went for, but Anaconda definitely also totally valid. And I guess many players would have gone for this. So let's into the game. We are not first player, but we do have snapping prio, and we also have at least uni prio. So if Rudi wants to start with a partner zoo, we can't prevent him. He will get the partner zoo of his choice, but at least if he wants some uni, we will be there first. Display, not too important. There's a spotted hyena compound here. It is an animal tag, right? And it also draws some cards, which you always want here, but right now probably leaning towards drawing from deck, especially as we will have hand size prio, and I think we're just gonna take this. But Rudi just X's down build first. Already kind of scary. Signals that he wants to play a sponsor. It's usually Cable Car or Foreign Institute. On this map, could also be a Bard Owlheart, which is actually pretty OP here, and also an Animals tag. And I think the Baboon Rock, I don't quite remember its shape, but you can probably play it. Can you play it like this? Yeah, Baboon Rock also an Animals tag, right? So very, very distant chance, but I would say likely Foreign Institute, Cable Car, or Bard Owlheart. All three pretty good, so I already. This is something I do not want to see, but yeah, we just start with hand size while we have the prio. We don't have a playable sponsor right away, right? So we may just even want to break 5 anyway and put pressure onto him. And let's see what he plays. It's a cable car. Okay. Now the spotted hyena compound becomes even more attractive, right? Because we want to deny the rock tag from him. There's another rock tag with the inland taipan, but it's not playable for either yet, so I don't think there's any chance that I'm looking at this, although it's also matching reptiles. He can't get to the spotted hyena compound yet, right? Because he would probably he probably wants to take a uni and then build for it, because that's just better to just take it out of range. Then can still do a full cards action. Or I could take the uni and just snap, but either way he needs 2 more tempi. So there's no pressure for us to do this yet. But then again, what are we going to do otherwise, right? We could build a 3 size here for the petting zoo. I guess it's possible, but I want to like keep so flexible, and we're gonna slap this eventually, right? And then our sponsors is at 5, and we can just play this immediately. So I'm just snapping it right away, because there's no way we're gonna leave this for him. And yeah, so we're at 3 animals tags already. That's pretty nice. And well, there's like the saying amongst strong players: always draw from deck, because whenever you take something from display, you reveal a strong card for your opponent. And guess what? We have an eagle here, and our cards is way down. So Rudi has prio on this now. And he takes a uni, and he takes, okay, he takes uh, the other prior uni, takes 2 rep. Okay, I said I wanted to play the spotted hyena compound, but with the bald eagle, I actually changed my plans. I built a 4 size here for the Cayman. This has 2 reasons. So first of all, if he wants to snap the eagle now, I will just break. And we don't need to play the spotted hyena compound right away for sure, right? For example, if we get Explorer out first, we can also greet 1 more peel. And I mean, if he snaps the eagle, then at least if we break right away, we can. He hasn't built directly to the harbor yet, so we can force him to discard one card. It's no big deal probably, but it's still 3 money, right? So even though he already has higher income because he put the cable car down, I would still break just to make him lose a card. That's a small. This is small benefit for me. He could still snap the eagle. It's an eagle, right? But it may disincentivize him from snapping it right away because he doesn't want to break and he thinks, well, I have so much time anyway, right? My card is so much down. So it's like a little trick because if he doesn't do cards now, then I'm just going to play the Cayman and snap the eagle away, which would be my preferred outcome. I put the enclosure like this because I wanted the wrap. Next round we're going to take the other, um, the other, the other, the other uni, and I want 2 upgrades right away. I could have also just build it like this, for example, so it touches rock, right? In case we get a release or build a reptile house. But I think for foresights, it's not that important that it touches rock. There are no rock foresizes which are important. Or yeah, like okay, I guess that's the rhino, but it's the only one, right? So would have still preferred. Maybe I should have done this, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I think touches 2 water. That's like also good for like tiger or pelican. So and I just wanted the wrap right away because I'm not even sure if I want to upgrade build, right? I definitely want to upgrade sponsors and maybe I want to upgrade cards or animals or something else. So I just put it like this. But maybe it was a mistake. Maybe I should have put it next to rock, to be honest, just in case we get this African rhino. Ideally, I would have preferred to build a 5 size, just in case we release it or free it up with the reptile house. But first of all, our build was stuck at 4, right? And then we wouldn't have money to play the Cayman anyway, so it needed to be a 4. I put it like this. And I mean, we still kind of hope to snap the eagle, right? So in any case, if we release or build a reptile house, we can use this enclosure for the eagle. So for these reasons, I think it's not that big of a deal that it touches rock, but still, maybe I should have put it like this. Now we will see if he snaps the eagle or not. Okay, Rudi doesn't. He builds 3 size like this. No, 2 size. So now we will get the eagle. This is already very good news. Because of the ×2, you will usually have a very strong last turn and try to maximize your points. And with the eagle, you can set up an even better cross. So eagle is even a bit better on this map than elsewhere. So this is already a pretty good start for us. And now Rudi plays his animal. He doesn't do cards, so we can break. And he plays the frilled lizard. Now this is very, very bad. Because first of all, it's directly rock, right? Also matches the reptile project, and it even makes this inland taipan immediately playable for him, which would give him reptiles 2 immediately. His 4th rock tech, definitely not what we want to see, and he's going to snap it 100%. There's nothing we can do. And yeah, so for now, I could play the spotted hyena compound down, but we're kind of poor, right? And if we put the spotted hyena compound down, we would have to probably put it like this, for example, yeah, or like this. So we will draw another card and also hunt another card. So we may end up with 6 cards without being connected to the harbor, which I don't really like. I don't think there's like a rush to play it right away. If you play Explorer first, even better, we get 1 more appeal. So I just break for 5. We're kind of poor anyway, right? The Cayman, not exactly an efficient first animal, but we didn't have anything else and it gave us the eagle, so fair enough. This way we give to Rudi the break, but I still think pushing for 5 money here is totally fine. So he gets the X token, he will take the Taipan anyway. Another benefit of waiting with the spotted hyena compound, which I actually thought about at this moment already, is this P-file. Because these 2 cards will go away, so the P-file will be in spot 4. He will snap the Taipan, so the P-file will be here. So after we take the uni, it will be in draw range. And if we manage to put the spotted hyena compound here, or here, then we will draw up the P-file, which would be very nice because of Asia, right? Also, we don't have a bird tag yet. I mean, we have the eagle, but this one is gonna wait a while. So this is why I actually did not play the spotted hyena compound yet. He snaps the venom reptile for sure. It's no-brainer. Now, the only question is he just gonna build a 2 size now, play it, and then do reptiles 2 right away, or just also take a uni? Depends on what he has in hand, of course. So we just take the uni. And I decide to upgrade sponsors for Explorer. It's obvious. And also upgrade animals. I could have thought about build, right? Kind of want to connect to the harbor. Don't really have like great animals, so just doing something like, for example, kiosk, pavilion, petting zoo would have been pretty good income. So definitely not wrong to upgrade animals here. build here. The reason why I upgraded animals was because I was looking at llama. We have the release, right? It's not a great release, but it is a project. Release a bit bad because we lose a tag for species, but okay, at least we have explorer, so we will get one appeal from playing the herbivore tag first. Then we lose it, and then our next herbivore will give us one appeal again. So with explorer, release is always a little bit better if you can lose the tag and then play it again. But yeah, I just at this point, these are just irrelevant details for me. I just want a project. So I'm looking at the llama, and we are at 5 rep right now, right? So if we play the llama with animals 5, we will be at 6. The bamboo forest will give us a 7th, and if we do another animals action at 5, we will get to 8 rep. So this way we get another worker. So this is why I upgraded animals. And we have snapping up here, so there's no way Rudi can deny the llama. Then again, maybe we do want to draw from deck because our hand is like, yeah, well, like explorer is good, eagle will be good, but still, there's nothing we really want to do right away. Then again, the rabbit is okay, right? So, yeah. I mean, on the snap, you always want to draw from deck. Llama is a pretty weak snap. So maybe I was focusing too hard on this, but honestly, I don't think it's wrong. Like, as I said, it's just a project for round 3. So, yeah. This is why I upgraded animals, and Rudi plays geologist. Even more bad news. This is his 4th rock. This will give him, I think, like 8 points immediately. So yeah, 6 from Geo and 2 from Gabenka. Not too shabby. He's already up to 19 appeal. Will likely get both of these endgames, right? We already know his 5th rock tag with the other reptile. So yeah, right now I'm very frightened. Like I'm very far behind already, I think, even with the eagle. And probably being ahead on species because his next animal will be a reptile, which is not a new tag. But okay, still nothing lost. Very scary, but if we hope that he doesn't find more rock tags or not too many, then yeah, still everything fairly open. And I'm just gonna snap this llama, of course. Proceed with our plan. A tamarin appears. Okay, pretty good the animal, but not playable for either yet. And Rudi, he doesn't build and play the reptile and so on and so forth. I think yeah, there's no need to do the project right away. Like just upgrading build for him now is probably more efficient. And yeah, he can just do reptiles 2 next round, right? So now I'll just slam down a 4 size here. I mean, you don't really want to build a 2, right? Because we're gonna release it anyway. And I just built down this 4 size because, yeah, I mean, you just kind of want to build the largest possible enclosure, right? And this 4 size, if we release it, then we can still use it for the eagle because also you want to free up this one. Eventually with the reptile house, maybe if we find more reptiles or release, but we don't even know if this is going to happen, right? If you don't see any more reptiles and don't find a release, then one's just gone. So having a potential enclosure for the eagle, I think, is still pretty decent. It's quite expensive, so like money-wise, we will be quite far behind. But I think on this map, it's kind of okay, and we do have explorer, right? And the llama is playable after we play explorer, so this is why I built a 4 size. Yeah, I think still, yeah, defendable at least. Others would maybe done it otherwise, but personally, I don't hate it at least. And what are you just gonna build now? Probably build like it's a bit awkward, right? He wants to have his next 2 sides connect rocks, so he can't get to the rep for another upgrade. So let's see, maybe he plays another animal, has something else, or he just waits with the rock and doesn't want the upgrade right away. So he builds a 1 size here and 2 size here. Okay, so he doesn't cover the rep. Georgia is already giving back some quite nice money, and now we just play explorer. Yeah, we only have 2 tags played, so this will give us quite a few nice points, and also we need the money to play the llama. And yeah, he plays the taipan, not too surprising. At least we can't get venom because he has like 1000 appeal, right? So now he's already up to 27, and we are behind a bazillion points. But okay, if there's one card which helps to mount the comeback, it's the eagle, right? So still nothing lost. We play the llama, and the release will also be kind of nice. So let's see what he does now. He plays a sponsor, and okay, now he plays archaeologist, which on this map is the best card possible, I would say, even better than explorer or eagles or whatever, because there are still 1, 2, 3 border spaces left, and with each of these border spaces you will take a ×2. So already now we know that he will get 4 instead of 1 doubled actions, so even with our eagle we'll have 2 less actions. It's very bad. Archaeologist just absolutely I think it's the best card on this map. And now, honestly, I think our winning chances have dwindled to like 1% probably. Just, yeah, Archaeologist just too OP, and his start is so explosive. He has so much appeal, so much money. This will be very, very, very hard. But, I mean, we're still gonna try, right? So, what do I do now? So X don't build. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I could have just done cards, to be honest, right? But then we're still not connected to the harbor yet. Um, and we kind of want to build a petting zoo here, right? To connect to the harbor and set up the rabbit. But we're 1 money short. Unlucky. Still, maybe doing cards was better here instead of X and down build. And he just does cards himself. The Tamarin is playable for now, but I don't think he's going to snap. He has 0 cards in hand. So yeah, Rudi just draws some decks, sees what he finds. Well, now I don't want to do cards for sure, right? Because then I have 6 cards. Can't sell, and Rudi's just going to cost a break. So I just spend an X and play the Spotted Hyena compound. And we already said that we want the P file, right? So now I can take it. Even gives us a little bit of money, so if Rudi doesn't break now... Oh, he can't, right? Then we can even just build a petting zoo here, which is also kind of nice. So he just X's down even more. Can't cause a break. I could spend another X, but now I think, screw it. I'm just gonna X down cards. Yeah, honestly, I think my action chaining here was a bit weird. Not ideal. Like, obviously, it's better to X down animals because we want to see more cards, right? But then again, we want our animals as high as possible because we want to do it at strength 5, so we can get the last rep for the last worker. I didn't calculate it perfectly because, I don't know, at this point I was always fearing that this game is just unwinnable. But yeah, as I said, I'm not quite happy with my action chaining here. I think the order could have been a bit cleaner. Because now cards is way down. At the same time, like getting a lot of X's is pretty nice because he has Archaeologist, right? So having a lot of X tokens at least threatens things like break 7, break 9. He's such a strong player that I don't think he will give us the opportunity to break away a ×2 for him. But at least he'll have to play around it if we have a lot of X tokens. And Rudi just spends 2 X tokens to break now. I think, yeah, I guess. He has a project to do and everything, right? So, yeah, it makes sense, I think. And we don't have to discard anything at least. So now we're just going to proceed with our next plan, right? We wanted to release, so that's what we're going to do. And take snapping. There's no need to take the worker. We're going to get to this anyway. This is why we upgraded animals. And snapping here, just kind of mandatory anyway. I think the Science Museum is just way too scary. He can just take the last uni and then you can already play it. And even for us, we only want Science Tech and the uni away, right? So I think always take Science Museum here. Although Tamarin also a bit scary. He can play it, but we can't. Nile Crocodile, I just think he's gonna do Reptiles too now, so I'm like, it's whatever. Goat, yeah, but we already have Ron, and we want to find new tags. Like, I've committed so hard to species right now, and we're kind of ahead in the race, right? We already have 4 tags, so yeah, I don't think it makes sense to snap the goat here. So we just take the Science Museum for sure, and then upgrade cards. I could have upgraded build here, to be honest, still. Like put down a Kiosk Pavilion for some income, but at the same time, cards are also income, right? And we're going to build the petting zoo. We already have this empty 4 size, which we can maybe even use for the P4 and just build another 4 size for the eagle later. So, yeah. I don't think we need to upgrade build right away. I kind of love no build on this map anyway. I think it's pretty good because you want to take the 2 size income eventually to connect to the ×2 in the break. And with the Spotted Hyena compound, we're not even that far away from this ×2, right? So I think we get there definitely, even if we don't upgrade build. I still want to like have it as an option in case we need an aviary or reptile house, but these would be the only reason. Otherwise, I would be quite happy to not upgrade build. Although I hope to get a project then pretty soon because I really want the 2 size income for this then. But yeah, I think doing cards is like okay-ish. Maybe I should have upgraded build, but I think upgrading cards is not wrong either. And now first it appears, we hate to see it because yeah, I mean it's the last rock icon for him, and he can even play it right away, right? He can just do reptiles too, snap it, build a 5 side like here for example, and take a ×2 on something, or even just build it like this, upgrade animals with his project, and just play it and get to another worker immediately. So we hate to see this, and it gets even worse. He doesn't even do Raptors 2, he just has Geological, even full value already. Well, now I think our winning chances, if they were 1% before, now it's probably 0.1. So yeah, this leaves me in exasperation, but what can you do? Still gonna like try to do my best. Now just build the petting zoo, right? It's our only playable animal. I guess we could, yeah, P-File not playable yet. And we want to get to 8 rep to take Asia, and then we can play the P-File later on. And Rudi does not build a 5, just builds a 4 size here. Very interesting. I don't have no clue what this is. Like a 4 size like this next to 2 water could always be Pelican, could always be Tiger. And he puts the ×2 on cards, which is kind of unusual, right? In the end game, you always want it on animals or Soch because that's the best way to score points. Whereas in the early mid game, you don't have the cards or money to do this, so you often just put it on sponsors to just break twice, or play 2 sponsors, or play a sponsor and break. But I actually like putting it on cards. It's already upgraded. He only has 2 in hand, so this just allows him to just see many cards and probably find some very desirable ones, and the ones he doesn't want, he can just sell. So I actually really like this. It's not something I've seen too often, but I think actually great choice. And he takes the Tamarin out of range. It's all be playable, new tech, makes sense. So we're just gonna play out our rabbit. Proceed with our original plan. And now we get the worker. And I think Rudy's just gonna draw. Rudy's just gonna draw now. Can even start with 4 from deck probably, because there's really nothing exciting here. The Dugong may be a bit scary because he can leech on the release, but I mean he doesn't have a 5 size yet, right? It's very expensive. You may even, if another project appears, we can just push it out. So it's whatever. Nile Crocodile, maybe. Could be interesting. We'll see if he draws it or not. But he just draws from deck. 4 from deck. Let's see what you got. And now if there's something good on display which interests you, you can just take it, right? But yeah, I don't think Nile Crocodile is that interesting. He can still just do lizards, reptiles too. And yeah, he just draws more from deck. Another one. Another one. And so yeah, it's 8 cards from deck. 2 have to be discarded. And he will now begin to sell a few. Okay, we just take Asia for our P-File. Hope to get to 5. And he will place some animal now. We know he has the Tamarin and whatever, but no, he plays a sponsor first instead. Okay, it's a science library. Well, that's another premium sponsor for him. So things are looking even more dire. And yeah, he continues to sell. Now it's down to 6 and I just break. We don't have a playable sponsor anyway. We're very behind in money, as you can see. We're behind in everything. Well, such as life. And he has 6 cards, so at least we force him into 1 discard. I think breaking here always correct. And we even get snapping prior on whatever will appear. So let's see. Also, this a bit scary Nile Crocodile disappears now. Dugong also out. There's quite a few more reptiles up here, right? And I decide to snap the Komodo Dragon. It matches 2 projects after all. We will be able to play it with the P-File. And now a reptile house definitely looks more interesting. Could also take the goat, but then again, we're still looking at species, right? And Rudi doesn't have a petting zoo animal, so a petting zoo yet, so yeah. Let's see what he snaps. He does deny the goat though, and he still may like want to play it himself for the tag, but at this point maybe he's just given up on species because we're kind of advanced. And Meerkat then also very interesting here. It's our 5th tag. It has a rock icon, so we kind of don't want Rudi to have this for sure. Let's see what he does. He plays okay Terran and just draws 3 cards here. Well, interesting that he doesn't take the access, but he already just drew so many cards last round, right? So maybe we would have taken the access, but I don't know what he has in hand. Maybe just whiffed on everything. And it's still like 9 money, right? So, yeah. I don't think it's wrong, but he's pretty rich, so, yeah. And again, he also sees us with a lot of X tokens, so he maybe thinks we can maximize it, and now he plays the tiger. So, okay, it was neat for the tiger. We hate to see this. These 2 animals even give him more rep. So, now he gets another worker. Hate to see it. And he's at 3 tags. We know that he has a petting zoo in hand. Meerkat then would be 5th. So now we're even in danger of losing species. Because even setting up all our species tags is quite slow. So now I'll just snap the Meerkat then. For this reason. I don't want to give him the rock icon. I want to secure species for ourselves. It's very, if we lose this, then we might as well like concede. I mean, we're behind 6 to 42 anyway, right? So pretty tough spot, but yeah, I just snap it. In hindsight, however, I think I shouldn't have. Now, obviously, him getting it is disastrous, but then again, is he gonna use the card action to snap it? Maybe he will, I don't know. But I think the thing is, like, if you get the Meerkat then, right, it's an alright card, but at this point, not OP, the game is so advanced already. We will secure species with this probably, but at this point, honestly, we're behind by so much that I think we just need to aim for more. We need to basically hope for a miracle, to be honest. So I think drawing from deck would have been better. At this point, we probably hope just honestly, we need to find a Sun Bear right now, and then other if we don't, we just lose. I think with the Sun Bear, right, this is also the bear attack. We could just play the Sun Bear right away, gain 1 tempo, do species 5, and then yeah, hope to like get to like 5 Asia and maybe like mount a comeback somehow. Like the Meerkat then is good, will score well with species and everything, but if you're behind 36 points, then I think it's just not enough. You just need to pray for a miracle, and the Meerkat then is just like an alright play. It's like 7 out of 10, right? But right now you need to aim for the 10 out of 10. Even if not, then you just lose by 60 instead of 50. So like whatever. Elephant appears. Okay, could be interesting down the line for either of us. And Rudi does build a 5, so maybe he is eyeing this. And he even puts it on the card spot here, so he gets another ×2. And he puts it on the Soch. Okay. Well, he can already do reptiles too, and maybe he has something else. He could even just say like, okay, the species race is lost, right? So I mean, I assume he's gonna do 2 projects for sure. He's so advanced already. He has no need. This is not a partner zoo game. It's way too slow. So we can just do reptiles too, take a worker, and do whatever project. He probably already has something in hand, but if not, he can just do species for 2. Like, just admit, yeah, I've lost the race, but he doesn't even really need like many more points, right? He just needs some projects, and then he can close it out pretty quickly, probably. So for me now, I just take the partner zoo because, yeah, I don't have any project to do right now, right? Except species 3, which I definitely don't want to do. So might as well just take the partner zoo, and I know that he will probably break away my worker because he can just do this and then do cards and then do sponsors. And we are very slow. We need to play the Meerkat then play the P-foul, then also social is even a bit down. But what can you do? That's just a very dire situation. So I might as well just take the partners and upgrade build. This also allows me to just build the reptiles now. And okay, he does reptiles, takes the worker, and he even gets 10 money, or he takes another ×2. Sure, why not? And he puts it on cards again. Once again, I kind of like it. He already has a lot in hand, right? But still, maybe he's not happy, still not happy with what he got, and this also just helps him advance the break. Although I think putting it on sponsors and just breaking right away would have also been nice. Or maybe even better now that I think about it. Like, how many more cards does he really need? Right? I mean, it's money, but he can't even sell them all. He already has 8 in hand. And if he puts it on sponsors, he can just break right away. Like, he will take the 2 sides income and could even put it here, or because he probably doesn't want it on the ×2 immediately, or even here for another ×2, but he can probably like build later to clever and all this, put his Soch high up again. So just breaking right now with ×2 sponsor just gives me even 1 less tempo before the round ends. So maybe this would have been better, to be honest. But putting on cards also, like, I don't know. Alright, I guess. So he does 2 species, doesn't have anything else, and we just discard Research Zoo. It's not gonna happen. So, yeah, hope to get maybe to 12 with Favorite Zoo at least. Don't think there's time to get to 15 because he doesn't. Right now it's 6 to 51. Things are not looking good, and yeah, we still haven't played our Meerkat then. Now I'm just gonna build like, I know that I don't have that much tempo anyway to like do the project, and we will need the reptile house eventually. So this frees up this 4 size at least, and I can even take the Gamma out of range. This puts us at 3 reptiles, right? Which is pretty nice. And yeah, so now we have this for the P-foul, this for the eagle, and then let's pray and see how far we can get. But he just plays a sponsor. He plays migration recording. Well, this is also very bad news because now he can leech on this bamboo forest. We know he has an elephant, or he will have one. He has one, right? Can put it in here. It's an awful release, but with migration recording, it's alright. And he just needs some points now to get like over the finish line. Yeah, for us, I think we could start with animals now, but now that he played Migration Corn, he can't break right away, right? So I think just play Meerkat then do animals, and then he's gonna break away a worker. That's just how it is. Nothing we can do. So I put it down here, and he will just draw more cards now. Well, he's down to 5 now, so I guess drawing cards is okay. But I'm not even sure if needed the Migration Recording. It's probably gonna be like 1 or 2 shields for him. And maybe just giving me 1 less tempo to just break right away would have been better. But okay, he draws 4 from deck and then snaps the elephant. So he definitely wants to play and release this. And we have no way to make this bamboo forest disappear, and even more bad news. An Asia release appears and he has the tiger. So I guess the Migration Recording did kind of work out. We can't deny it. If you snap it now, then what does this do? We need to get points somehow, right? We are behind so much. We just have to accept that unlucky that it appeared and just continue. And we can even leech in this with the Komodo dragon at least later on, hopefully, maybe. So just play P4, yeah. I would love to put down a kiosk for more income, but I mean, the game is so close to ending, you just take every point you can get now. So yeah, I put down 2 pavilions. I can X down, probably build, because we already have the reptile house, and we have this for the eagle, and yeah, we will probably, with our next project, we will take the 2 size income. So we would probably not need to build too much anymore. So just put it down. Yes, that's what I did. And now Rudy's gonna break on us for sure. Can't even sell 1 more card. Needs to throw 2 away, so that's 6 money down the drain, but shouldn't be too bad when you're up 51 to 23. So depending on what he has in hand, like if he didn't have Archaeologist, honestly, I still think comic would be possible because we can do Species 5. We can maybe get to both Asia and Reptiles. So this is just very, very strong cards, and we have an Eagle. But with this Archaeologist, he can just get so many more actions still. I think it's, yeah, very dire. And also this Angthong National Park, exactly the card that we did not want to see. And he's going to snap it for sure, yeah. Puts down the 2 size on the 5 money, which also gives him the ×2 with Archaeologist. Is he going to put it on a Soch? He does, okay. And display completely. That just deny another release. He has a Migration Recording. Okay, another sheep appeared at least. We may want to play this later on, but now just 2 species, yeah. We can't get all 3 X tokens, but we get to 5 at least. This also allows us to threaten a break 9 now, to break away his ×2. Get the money here. And now, yeah, he's not afraid of us breaking, just does animals. Plays the elephant. Takes the brown bear from range. That's a bit scary, because if we release it, then this one will be free again, and I guess you can never have enough ×2, right? I mean, he will already have 5, probably, at the end of the game. And he plays a grass snake. Very weak, but if you don't have anything else, it surprises me, because he drew so many cards, right? But okay, sometimes just don't find anything. And now I don't break on him, because I think this would be just completely useless. This would drain all our X tokens, right? So we would only have 1 X token left. Soch pretty down. And even what then? Like, so we break away his ×2. He can just put it on this again, right? Okay, we will also get a ×2 here. But what is our double action? We still don't have any project to do now. We're not at Reptiles 4. We're not at Asia 4 even. Yeah? And we don't even have the animals for it either. We can't play 4 animals because we only have 2 in hand. So if we break now, what now? We just need more cards. We need more playable cards now. So we need to just give him the ×2. It's, yeah, what can you do? I would love to break it away, but yeah, this just does nothing for us. So we draw. You get a Whale Chameleon. Perfect. Matches both. Hippos uses, however, Tech Institute too late. Ostrich probably also not playable. Let's throw away Hippo. And now sell the Ostrich. The thing is, though, Rudy may be able to cross this round, because like with Migration Recording, Elephant and Tiger release is super, super strong. I mean, not super, super strong, but it will get him very close to 100 already, like 80-ish. So yeah, he does both releases. And he gets to 85. Okay, even takes the last uni. So 88. Well, now this is bad news. I didn't calculate it. I could have like foreseen where he ended up, right? Because I knew that these were the two worst projects he could have done. So he was always bound to end up at least 88. And now he can just end for sure, because we know he has the first seal in hand, which is also his last rock, by the way. Pretty nice. This is 11, like 8 plus 3 for a cable. No, it's... is it 8? Is it 8 or 9? Just quite sure. No, I think it's 8 actually. So this would put him at 98, I think. So yeah, first he would put him at 98, but still, then he only needs to find 2 more appeal with his second animal, which I'm sure he can. So yeah, he can just end next turn now. So I said I didn't want to break, but I mean it's really sad, right? Because we just did a cards action, and we really want to get some points out. But I mean, if we do an animals action now, for example, then he does his animals action crosses. Then what? Then we're stuck with an eagle, or how does this work, right? So yeah, I think I'm just breaking now. However, I could have also thought about just playing the eagle, and then breaking, like playing eagle and maybe Komodo dragon, and then just breaking. But we don't even have 2 projects for next round, right? So I think breaking was the correct move, because I will just play 4 animals there. And we'll put the ×2 in animals, and we already have the reptiles to do at least the reptiles 4 project. So it's just eagle, 2 reptiles, something, maybe the sheep, and then do 2 reptiles 4. He will also cross off, of course, but I mean, it's 33 to 88, so I think, well, we're not gonna win in a stomp, let's put it this way. At this point, I'm just trying to maximize my score and play as well as possible. Take the alligator. It's 7 points, right? Can play it. And yeah, put the multiplier on animals. And now let's see with what he crosses. And of course, an ibex appears. Disastrous news. This one is just 9 points for him. If the game were closer, I would like bemoan my misfortune now. But I mean, this game is so lopsided that at this point, I'm like, at least like all the good cards of my opponents appear in one game. So I can't be too mad about it. And yeah. He even gets another X token here, so he can do 2 full Animals 5 actions. He plays first seal. Okay, we knew about this one. Gets the last worker even with this. That's another shield. Pretty nice. And yeah, we know he has the Ibex, and then he will play something, right? He took something out of range. I didn't quite see. But yeah, he also still wants another animal tag for his science library. But there's a raccoon here, so he can play this if he doesn't have anything else. He takes, okay, a lesser bird of paradise. He was in display, so this is his 5th animal tag. And okay, now the replay is stuck. Okay, we'll have to we'll move 3, 4, 8. It can sometimes happen that you're just stuck. You just memorize the move and skip 1 move ahead. So we have to go to move 3, 4, 9. We will have to reload the entire game, and then just jump to 3, 4, 9. So 1 move ahead. This is how you get unstuck from these replays. It's just a bug. It happens sometimes. So now you have to wait a few seconds. My apologies. And yeah, la. So we know he played first seal, Ibex. He's gonna play lesser bird of paradise now, I assume. It scores decently well. Plays as a pavilion somewhere. And what's his last animal? Okay. It's just a raccoon. Okay. Not great, but I mean, it's still an animal. So he's at 120 now. He has fulfilled Science Library and Geo and Cable Car, and he also has double endgame with Elephant, right? So this is gonna be a monster score. Right now it's 33 to 120. Not exactly great, right? But okay, we will also get a lot of points here now. So let's see what we get. We can even do 2 full animal actions at 5, right? So this get us to 11 rep at least. Or maybe even we hope to get to 12 if we find some rep animal, because we have favorite zoo. But at least we get the shield from 11 rep. We get the wombat from the draw, which is very nice, because this is just 8 points with Meerkat 10, right? So we're definitely going to play this. But yeah, as I said, we want to do reptiles 4 with our eagle action. So we have to play eagle plus 2 reptiles, and then the last animal is just going to be the wombat. It's 8 points, so that's better than the sheep. So yeah. If we play the alligator now, we don't have space for the Komodo dragon, but it's only 5 points, right? Chameleon is 4, so that's not too big of a deal. And alligator chameleon is a better combo than Komodo dragon chameleon. So yeah, that's what we do. Snap something, doesn't really matter. Now just play the chameleon. Too bad we didn't find the last rep. for 12 for the favorite zoo, but okay, need to snap something else. Now just play the Wombat. And yeah, it's even 9 points with Explorer, so it's pretty nice. And now we're just gonna do Reptiles. 4, we can even take the last uni because Rudi took it last round. So actually, like, it's a pretty high scoring turn for us, right? We were just at like 30 something. Now we're gonna end up at like nearly 80. So very strong last turn by us too. But not quite enough. And with his endgames, it's gonna be even more lopsided. So let's see what he has. He has Architectural and Conservation. Yeah, pretty decent. We have Favorite Zoo. And the endgame score is 83 to 144. So our score nearly got doubled. Well, I think this is one of the biggest stomps I've been part of recently, but honestly, I think there was not too much we can do. So I don't feel too bad about it. This was also a very fast game, I think. So if you look at this, it was 27 turns. Yeah, so I mean, if your opponents scores 144 points in 27 turns, then you can't feel too bad, right? And we got to 83 and 27 ourselves. I think we could have crossed it maybe like something like 30, 31. So we weren't even having a bad game, right? Our game was pretty decent. Just Rudi just found all the cards he needed and was way too fast. And I don't think there was much counterplay for us. Like we even tried to deny some of his cards, but he just found everything he needed anyway. And like all the rock starts with cable car, geologist, geological, all the rock reptiles, and then even archaeologist, it was just too much. He had 5 times 2 this game, with times 2 at 8 CP even. So even with our eagle, we had 4 less actions than Rudi. And that's just impossible to come back from, I think, with his strong start. But to his credit, he played it pretty immaculately. I didn't at least recognize some significant mistakes. So, I mean, you can get lucky, but you still need to close it out, right? And Rudi did so very impressively. For me, I think I played okay. Like, maybe I should have started with 2 reptiles. I think snapping this meerkat then was probably not right. I just needed to aim for something with a higher ceiling because I was so behind already. Well, there were some points where my action order was a bit awkward, like in round 2 or so. But overall, like, no severe mistakes, and I think I played reasonably. Like, wasn't perfect, but I'm not too unhappy either. And this was just one of these games which were unwinnable, to be frank. So yeah, nothing. I'm not too sad or mad or tilted or anything about this. It's just how it happens. So congrats to Rudi. Was still, yeah. I promised in my review of Dwarven, of my game versus Dwarven, that I would not only review my wins but also my losses. So, well, I guess you could call this one hell of a loss, right? Yeah, probably not too interesting for you because it wasn't close and there were not that many hard or interesting decisions. But I still just wanted to go through it like spontaneously, see if I did anything wrong, if I could have done anything to like slow him down. But now, upon seeing it, I think I really couldn't. So that's how it goes. To close it out, we're gonna look at the standings. So this is how it looks right now. Rudi is at a 3-2 score. Looks so he's in the top 8 right now. Looks, yeah, pretty well. But obviously, it's still a lot of matches to go for everyone. You already have the top players like Dwarven, Yadi, Darcel, Sam, like, yeah, rushing ahead. So they are definitely showing why they are so high rated and so seen as the best players in the world. For me, I was actually 3-1 at one point, and now I lost 3 matches in a row. I lost against Yadi and Sam on stream yesterday. But okay, you can lose against these two, right? It's no shame. My game versus Sam was I played terribly, but it was also unwinnable, to be honest. So I'm not too sad about this either. The game against DD was very, very close. I probably could have won with perfect play, but yeah, I made some key mistakes. But I didn't play poorly, I think. It was an okay performance. You just need better against DD, but I think it's okay to lose against both, and still a lot of matches to play. You can see here who played against whom already. I've actually already played Dwarven, Yadi, Darcel, Sam, and Rudi, and also Ducey. So a lot of the opponents in the upper half of the table right now are already gone for me. But even those in the lower half of the table, all very strong players, most of them like master level players, and there are so many games to play. So everyone still has a chance to progress. Nobody can feel safe except like maybe Dwarven, Yadi. So this will be interesting to see, and we will of course keep you updated. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this game. Maybe just saw something interesting for you. And yeah, that's it from me. And thanks for watching. See you next time.